Hi, this is April. Welcome back to my channel. It's alright. Trump is coming back, and I don't really care what you say. Do you want some cheering up? Let's watch a few of these awesome clips from Trump's recent rally in Texas. He's our real president, and he's going to be restored to office really soon. I know it in my heart, and I know many of you do also. God's going to work a miracle, and he's definitely going to use Donald Trump, his David, to restore our nation.
Murders are surging. Illegal aliens are pouring in by the millions and millions. China is threatening Taiwan. Iran is on the cusp of a nuclear bomb. Russia may take over Ukraine. Do you hear that crowd back there? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I was just informed by a wonderful local politician, this is the biggest crowd of its kind in the history of Texas. Look at it.
Yeah, and Joe Biden could only get a dozen people honking their horns at one of his so-called rallies. And he's the president?
Look at these horrible deals they make throughout the world. It's always America last. Everyone in Washington is obsessing over how to protect Ukraine's border. But the most important border in the world right now for us is not Ukraine's border, it's America's border, and we do nothing about it but let people come in and we have no idea who they are. The first duty of the American president is to defend the American border. Before our leaders talk about invasions of other countries, they need to stop the invasion of this country. It's being invaded.
That's absolutely true. And who's going to pay for all these people? They're going to require welfare benefits and education. I'm all for helping people, and I'm all for legal immigration. If we do immigration the right way, and we allow those people that are willing to come and work and come in an orderly process, America only benefits from that talent that comes in. But when you have people streaming across the border in a haphazard manner, there's no way we can support all of these people all at once.
It's being invaded by people that should not be allowed to do. You know, we had the safest border, the strongest border that we've ever had just 1 year ago. And before Joe Biden sent any troops to defend a border in Eastern Europe, he should be sending troops to defend our border right here in Texas. A big part of the reason we are now witnessing this dangerous situation in Ukraine is that as soon as Biden came in, other countries got the message that it was back to the old days of taking advantage of the United States, that they didn't have to pay their bills, do their jobs, or risk their lives. Let the dumb Americans do it for us.
I don't think so.
Corruption, lawless political establishments like this should not be allowed to continue. They send young Americans to fight and die for the borders of distant foreign nations while they throw our borders open to illegal foreign invasion. We fight for other borders, but we don't fight for our own. They torture your children with masks in school while they host parties packed with unmasked donors in New York,
Boo.
San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. They restrict your freedom and lock you in your home while they abolish cash bail and release thousands of really dangerous murderers, dangerous criminal murderers. They release them from jail. They drive up the price of your energy for your family while they are shuttled around in limos and airplanes on American taxpayer dollars. In 2022, we are going to start by ending Nancy Pelosi's political career once and for all. And then we're going to kick the Biden crime family out of the White House in 2024.
Maybe sooner.
Rest assured, when Republicans retake Congress, the Biden corruption will be investigated and exposed by Congress.
I really do hope so. I'm not going to hold my breath, though. Many Republicans have disappointed me in the past, unfortunately.
We want those great Canadian truckers to know that we are with them all the way. They are. They've really shown something.
Amen. Absolutely. I am so impressed by that movement.
It's time to move on. Time to move on. Next year, a Republican Congress should pass a bill rehiring every single member of the military who was cruelly and wrongfully terminated by Joe Biden and his ridiculous COVID mandate, and force the Pentagon to give these patriots an apology and full back pay. Together, we will always back our great men and women in blue, won't we, huh? Always. Over the past 12 months, we have seen the starkest contrast between two successive presidents in the history of our country. Let's simply compare the records. In 1 year, Joe Biden's socialist spending binge sparked the worst inflation in 40 years and soon to be probably 92 years from what they're predicting. The grocery stores are running out of food. The Congressional Budget Office slashed its long-term growth forecast way, way back, 30%, and it's going to be much higher than that. More Americans died of COVID on Biden's watch than in all of 2020. At least 16 Democrat-run cities saw record high numbers of murders and drug abuse and every other form of crime. Suburbs are seeing surging carjackings and smash and grab. We never heard of that term before. They just run into department stores and smash the hell out of it and grab it, and they just get out for nothing. There's no recrimination. Biden has abolished the southern border, canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, re-entered the unfair and very expensive, unfairly very expensive, horrible Paris Climate Accord ripoff. It's a ripoff of our country. Caused gas prices to skyrocket by more than 100% in a year, and then begged OPEC for mercy, please, please send us more energy. He's emboldened Iran, betrayed Israel, and presided over the catastrophe in Afghanistan. By contrast, and that's just a few, I didn't want to bore you with going on, I could go on for 10 more minutes. By contrast, we had perhaps the most successful 4 years of any president in American history.
Heck yeah, you did. I don't know about you, but I had a lot more money in my account when Trump was in office. Everything costs so much more now. Gas to fill up your vehicle, groceries, the electric bill, the natural gas bill, everything is going through the roof.
Before the pandemic, we built the greatest economy in the history of the world. We created over 7 million new jobs and achieved the lowest unemployment rates for African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Asian Americans ever recorded. And you could add women, you could add high school diplomas, non-high school diplomas, diplomas from MIT, Harvard, Yale, the Wharton School of Finance. You could add them all. Everybody was doing better than ever before. We lifted 7 million people off food stamps and 10 million people off welfare. We accomplished the largest poverty reduction in more than 50 years in the United States and the lowest African American and Hispanic American poverty rates also in recorded history. It's never seen anything like it. We handed over something that was incredible. We withdrew from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, replaced NAFTA with the USMCA, with Texas being one of the biggest beneficiaries. It's such a good deal that Mexico and Canada, you saw that Mexico and Canada want to get out of it. They'd like to get out of it, no thanks, because for years, they ripped us off with NAFTA. Now we have the USMCA, and stood up to China like never before. We stood up to China, charging them hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes and in tariffs. That's never happened before to China. And they want to now ease it up on China. Can you believe it?
Yeah, because Biden and his family are in bed with the Chinese government. The truth is all gonna come out.
We unleashed American energy, and with the help of the proud Texas energy workers, we achieved American energy independence for the first time. We ended catch and release, built almost 500 miles of border wall, and would have had it all complete in 3 weeks, except they decided to stop building and reached, you take a look, reached numbers like you've never seen before on illegal border crossings. They were down by 91% and would have gone even lower than that. We would have had it almost completely stopped. People can come into our country, but they have to love our country and they have to come in legally. It's very simple.
Absolutely. And it's also unfair to those people overseas who have been waiting forever to come over here legally. They filled out all of their paperwork. They pay so much money for processing fees, and people are jumping their place in line.
In Afghanistan, they were parading off all of our beautiful new equipment. Can you imagine that? 70,000 trucks, 700,000 machine guns and guns and rifles, 700,000. I was withdrawing also. We should have withdrawn after 21 years, but we would have withdrawn with dignity and with strength. And we wouldn't have been embarrassed. We would have been the opposite. We would have kept Bagram, the big air base that we spent billions and billions of dollars building 25 years ago, not because of Afghanistan, but because it's located 1 hour away from the Chinese nuclear weapons plant. And now China will occupy this base, which cost us so much money.
Yeah, giving up Bagram was one of the stupidest decisions. I could never figure that out.
We ran without even turning off the lights. We left, can you imagine? We left Bagram, the biggest Air Force base in the world, longest and most powerful runways, 8 feet thick of concrete and steel. We left that to the Chinese to take over, right next to China. 1 hour. Think of that, 1 hour away from where they make their nuclear weapon. Wouldn't it have been nice for us to have kept that? $85 billion worth of equipment behind, including the dogs. They did leave the dogs, by the way. You know, they tried to say, oh, we did.
Yeah, that was disgusting. Those poor service dogs.
So to every patriot here today, I ask you to get ready to work, to get ready to fight, and to get ready to win, and win like never before. This is the year we're going to take back the House. We're going to take back the Senate. We're going to take back America. And in 2024, we are going to take back that beautiful, beautiful house that happens to be white, that is so magnificent, and that we all love. We are going to take back the White House.
I think we're going to take it back sooner than that, if the truth can come out.
And to finish, we will ban critical race theory in our classrooms. We will ban it in our military. We will ban it from our workplaces, and we will ban it from our federal, state, and local governments. And I did that. But as soon as he came in, he unbanned it. It was totally banned. It was ended. And then he came in and they did an executive order and they did an unbanning. I'll do that first day, first hour if I decide to run and if we win.
Amen. I'm all for banning critical race theory. We need to look at each other as brothers and sisters. We need to look at each other by the content of our character, not the stinking melanin level in our skin. I'm sick of it, and I would love to see it extinct.
And another thing we'll do, and so many people have been asking me about it, if I run and if I win, we will treat those people from January 6th fairly. We will treat them fairly. And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons because they are being treated so unfairly.
Yeah, they're not even being given trials. They're rotting in jail. Now, if you're a very violent person, You might deserve that kind of treatment, but everyone deserves due process.
Because we are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. We will make America united again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, President Trump. I don't know about you, but I needed that speech. It's good to hear from our rightful president. If you like this video, give it a like, consider subscribing for more news and reviews, and God bless.